Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know, I have this pen in my hand still. I want to shoot another video to let you guys know what I am up to. Over the last 4 months, I have been house hunting like a crazy person. My lease expires in July, and I really do not want to have to go month to month or go back to like family, my mom's house or my sister's house. Like I just want to transition from my rental unit into a home, whether that be a condo, a townhome, whatever. So I will say it's been hard. I started before this whole pandemic, so it's not to say like this pandemic threw a wrench into things. I mean, it kind of did, but it was already tricky before. And when people tell you that it takes a significant amount of time to find a home, like months, sorry, upwards of a year, I believe it now because I have been looking for quite some time and I'm still running into the same issues. Okay, so what to expect now? One thing I will say, if you're thinking that prices are going to tank, they're not. I'm finding that prices are pretty consistent with what they were last month. There may be like, now here's a funny thing. On my last video, I said that I was noticing that people were changing the price. So they were reducing it. When I say changing it, they would reduce it by a couple of $1,000s. That was like last week or the week before. This week, I'm not seeing those bargains. And actually there appears to be some sort of like race to get to houses. Like I'm seeing listings at, let's say 9 a.m. and I tell my realtor, let's say about it at 11, and it's gone by the afternoon, even before I even got to see the place. So I don't know what's going on. I guess a lot of people in South Florida were not affected by COVID because these houses are flying off the market. I find like maybe even more so. So prices are steady right now, and there seems to be a huge demand. It's definitely still a seller's market. I'm looking down because I don't want to forget anything. It's definitely still a seller's market. I saw my dream home a couple days ago. I put in an offer, a full offer. Well, no, I'm lying. First, I put in, like I gave her the asking price and then I asked for $5,000 off. And the seller's realtor came back and said that it's a multiple offer situation. Everyone's offering full price. I resubmitted my offer for full price. We checked back like a day later, and apparently the seller hadn't made up her mind as to who she was going to choose because she was busy packing and apparently she was stressed out. So I was like, oh my God, I still have a chance. And then yesterday I got the dreaded call of she decided to move on with another buyer, which sucks. But it seems like now you have to start doing this full offer business. So I no longer can ask for money back or money off the top. I'm finding that more and more property owners are saying they're not going to reduce the price. And if they do, it's by a negligible amount, or it's just no. So come ready with your full offer price and be prepared to pay the closing costs because they don't seem to be offering that right now. Some places aren't showing because of the pandemic. I found that there was a place that I had my eye on for a while, and at first I thought there were tenants in the unit, only to find out that that place had been vacant for months, and it was a realtor who didn't want to show the place. So sometimes you have realtors that don't want to show. I'm sure he had like real estate was his part-time job, which is why he didn't want to show. But sometimes you'll have realtors that don't want to show, and then sometimes you'll have tenants or even the owners themselves that don't feel comfortable with people walking through their home on a daily basis. I get that. So you may run into that. Some places were nice enough to say wear a mask and a little better. Sorry, some owners were cool and they're like, just wear a mask and wear something to cover your shoes. But I will say a lot of the properties that I'm looking at in South Florida, and when I say South Florida, I'm talking about Broward, Miami-Dade, most of the homes are vacant, which is great. So I'm not really having a hard time getting into the homes. So I think today's May 18th. Is it May 18th or May 19th? I don't remember. But we just opened up. Broward County just opened up. So I'm anticipating, not having anyone tell me that I can't enter their homes due to the disease. So that's good. What else? Prices I went over, showing I went over, gear, negotiating, seller's offer. Yeah, so I just wanted to preface the vlog with what I've been experiencing. It's definitely been a difficult journey, and Bank of America is not making it any easier. I was approved for like a whole bunch of loan products, and then like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, all of a sudden the loan product that I initially wanted and was approved for is off the table for whatever reason. So apparently they have to like call someone at head office to figure it out, but I don't know, that's really rubbing me the wrong way because Bank of America sold me on a few key points, and that's why I allowed them to run my credit, because I already had two other lenders that, you know, I'd been working with. I allowed them to run my credit, given that they were giving these certain credits and taking off the mortgage insurance, things like that. And now it's like, oh no, sorry, we made a mistake. The system's not allowing us to do it. So I don't know if I'm gonna stay with Bank of America. They need to get their act together. And I heard a lot of negative stuff about them, but my loan officer was so nice. I let her woo me in, and now look. So yeah, enjoy the vlog. Oh, I will say the house that you're gonna see is the house that I wanted that unfortunately I didn't get. But it's all good, and I'll probably show you two other places that I've gone to see over the last week or so. But I think I'm gonna take a break for maybe a week. I need to like mentally recharge because I'm exhausted both mentally and physically. I've had places fall through because they didn't have reserve funds. I've had places fall through because someone with a higher offer came through. I've had places fall through because just a whole slew of issues, or the program that I qualify for with Bank of America, they would say like, oh, but because it's located in this particular city, we're not going to give you the grant. It's just been a lot. So yeah. Anywho, enjoy the vlog. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, rate the video, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And if you guys are house hunting or apartment hunting, let me know what you're experiencing. Let me know what part of the country you're in, because that definitely does matter. And do you have a good experience with Bank of America? So far, I'm not pleased. So yeah, see you soon. So before I start filming, I always ask if it's okay. I'll tell you guys right now, this house was my favorite. I put in an offer. I'm still waiting for the seller's response. Fingers crossed, it's mine. It's a little further than I'd like, but the area is super nice, and I definitely see the potential. If I get a roommate, which is a possibility, we wouldn't be on top of each other because it just has so much space. A good sized backyard. It's a corner. It's a corner lot, and a decent garage. So for South Florida standards, the price and all that it comes with is a pretty good deal. I wouldn't have to do too much renovation. Oh, it's fine. It's a nice big closet. Okay, so this next home was a complete bust. Number one, the paint job was horrible. Number two, and I'm sure like you probably can't see it too well in the video, just take my word for it. Number two, the carpet was dirty. Number three, I was finding roach carcasses all over the place. Those big flying roaches, they call them palmetto bugs here. I call them roaches. The light fixtures were broken, the light switches, and like the seller obviously didn't care about fixing any of this stuff because this house had been vacant for over 5 months. The seller's realtor is also the uncle of the seller, and they seem pretty hell-bent on getting the highest price for this particular house. When they first bought it, it was $300,000, and they're trying to get $265,000. But the area it just doesn't add up. Unfortunately, he's going to have to take a loss on this property, I'm sure. It's been on the market for 5 days. Sorry, 5 months. What am I talking about? So I wasn't too impressed. Now, the main thing, although I mentioned it third, was the roach carcasses. And the realtor was like, oh, on closing day, if it's an issue for you, I'll just spray some Raid and that'll be that. Sir, that's not the appropriate response. You need to call Orkin or whatever other pest control, works to take care of the problem. So needless to say, I'm not interested. Oh, and last but not least, there was a bullet hole. So as you guys can see now, the carpet.
Apparently
Look at the carpet.
Someone shot at
horrendous.
the previous tenant.
You have
now,
some
no
of
one
the
died, but still, like, what is
closets off of the hinge or
The
clasp or
search
whatever.
continues.
The bathtub, didn't like it. The door was all banged up. Like simple things they could have fixed. They refused to, but still want full price for this property. It's crazy. Both rooms were kind of like master suites with a little balcony attached. That was nice. That was a nice touch. They claimed they had just cleaned the carpet. I don't think so. Washer and dryer. Second bedroom. Here's where the roach discoveries start. Look at that light switch. Are they kidding me?